Good morning, everyone. Are you guys excited as I am for being here today? Let me hear it. I've been told that traffic and construction is stressing folks out right now. So thank you for getting through that construction and that traffic to be here. And let's get excited for those people who will be coming in and probably angry. So we want to make sure that we decompress them as quickly as we can. But for the sake of time, we want to get started on time so that you will have an opportunity to hear our amazing keynote speaker this morning. So good morning and welcome to the UW-Madison Division of Extension Fathers in Focus Conference 2024. We are so thrilled you decided to kick off your Friday with us. Today we're going to engage, we're going to educate, inspire, empower, and maybe, just maybe, toss a few epic dad jokes along the way. Because after all, what's a dad's conference without some cringe-worthy humor? Right, okay. So for those who don't know me, I am Danielle Hairston Green. I'm the Assistant Dean and Director for the Human Development and Relationships Institute here at UW-Madison. I'm also your co-chair for this conference, alongside the legendary Dr. Alvin Thomas, Associate Professor of Human Development and Family Studies with UW-Madison School of Human Ecology. And he's also the host of the award-winning Black Fatherhood podcast. Dr. Thomas has devoted his work to fatherhood, men's wellness, and positive youth development, so you know you're in for something special today. So now let's give a huge, big shout out to the real heroes behind the scenes, our two incredible deans. First, from the Division of Extension, Dr. Carl Martin, and he's sitting here. Everyone give some love. And from the School of Human Ecology, Dr. Soyeon Shim here. And they'll bring some greetings to you in a moment. Let's give some attention also to some special people as well. So before we dive into the amazing things that we have planned today, I want to recognize the financial sponsors that made this possible. And a lot of this information is in your packet, and you can actually scan the QR code to get more information. UW-Madison Office of Child Care and Family Resources, UW-Madison School of Social Work, UW-Madison Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, and the Reproductive Equity Action Lab, UW Health, UW Healthy Brain and Child Development Study, and I really want to encourage you guys to make sure that you stop by their table in the Grand Terrace, and also the United Way of Dane County. And let's give a big round of applause to our platinum sponsor, the UW School of Human Ecology. Can we get some more? They made sure that we could offer this experience without a registration fee. Yes, you heard me right. This amazing day is free thanks to the School of Human Ecology. Now, we've also got a fantastic team that deserves some recognition. So let's have a round of applause for our committee chairs. If they're in the room, Ella Accra, she's the chair of Marketing and Communications. She's probably, oh, there she go. Give love. Rhonda Davis, who's the chair of the Evaluation Committee. And Kevin Murphy, who's not with us right now, he was the chair of Logistics, and Rhonda Davis took over because he has left us to go to another organization, and we're so excited about that. So give a round of applause to our chairs. And to all the awesome subcommittee members who traveled across the state to be here. If they're in the room, our subcommittee members, are they out in the hall? They're all out in the hall. There's some already standing. So if you see these amazing red shirts, these are some of our subcommittee members who traveled across the state. I just want to thank them. Their dedication and energy has made this conference possible. And then also, of course, a huge thank you to Dr. Margaret Kerr, whose statewide needs assessment and co-authored publication were instrumental in shaping today's experience. You can learn more about her work by scanning the QR codes that's sprinkled all throughout the venue. So now let's talk about why we are all here. dads. Today is all about celebrating dads, how they show up in their children's lives, in their communities, in their relationships, importantly, most importantly, how they show up for themselves. We are here to change the narrative. Dads are involved, they are sensitive to the children's needs, and they are fierce advocates for their families. Today, we've got two phenomenal keynote speakers who are experts in fatherhood, men's wellness, and social-emotional learning, and I can't wait for you to hear from them. We've also got 6 tracks of lively discussions and 4 concurrent sessions, with 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. If you get lost, our volunteers in red shirts will be more than happy to guide you. And speaking of fun, we've got prizes. You can increase your chances of winning by engaging in sessions, connecting with each other, enjoying more dad jokes, and completing your evaluations. You'll hear plenty of reminders about those evaluations throughout the day, so make sure you'll fill them out. They will help us make each year even better. Our DJ, Terrence J, will keep the energy going, and if you hear the music stop, that's your cue. Sessions are about to begin. And we also have a professional photographer on site to capture all the amazing moments, so smile for the cameras. And if you see our social media coordinators streaming live on Facebook or Instagram, feel free to join and show off your best side. Lunch is at 12 p.m., followed by a fantastic panel discussion moderated by Dr. Alvin Thomas at 12:30 p.m. And throughout the day, keep your eyes peeled for QR codes around the building so that you can scan them and learn more about the speakers and some details about the sessions that you're going to join. And before I forget, if you parked in the Monona Terrace garage, be sure to visit the volunteer check-in desk to get your parking validated because before you leave, because we want to make sure we take care of that. We also know that there's some construction. That's not ideal, but they're trying to make the best of it. So if you happen to park on the street and you decide during break you want to move your car into the Monona Terrace, please do that. So with that, let's kick off this incredible day. Make sure to connect with someone you don't know, break bread with a new friend, ask those burning questions, clap loudly to cheer on your fellow dads, and most importantly, have a great time. So now, without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Soyan Shim, Dean of the School of Human Ecology and our Platinum sponsor, to bring us greetings.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, fathers and mothers, and future fathers and mothers, and all caregivers who deeply care about our children. On behalf of the School of Human Ecology, I want to extend my warmest welcome to all of you. And thank you all joining for us at this historical event. And congratulations, thank you Danielle and Alvin for putting together what appears to be an amazing conference. And you had a vision, and I'm so excited to see your vision being realized. So how about a round of applause for these two co-chairs? I love the energy in the room, don't you? We're gonna have a good day. Today, we are gathered together with one goal in mind, to enhance the lives of our children, and in so doing, improve the families they belong to. And just saying that just much excites me. And thank you, Extension Dean Carl Martin here, for partnering with me in support of our amazing faculty. And thank you in advance for our keynote speakers and all other speakers as well. It is your professional experience and knowledge and your personal commitment that will make this conference as an M&M that's meaningful and memorable. Prior to coming to UW-Madison, I was a school director, a smaller school of like ours at the University of Arizona, in Tucson. At that time, I was just curious about the role of fathers in early childhood development. So I asked our faculty in Human Development and Family Studies, what do we know about the role of fathers in early childhood? And not much, that's what they said. Thankfully, I was able to convince major donors to get the needed work studied by establishing an endowed chair. It's called the John and Doris Norton Endowed Chair in Fathers, Families, and Parenting. Since I got here to UW-Madison, I wanted to do the same here. And I'm very happy to report that Dr. Jeffrey Brown, who is here and is going to be a speaker, he's going to be joining us as an endowed chair in a similar role next fall. So Jeffrey, where are you? There. How about a round of applause? And we've also hired many amazing faculty members, such as Ivan Thomas and also David Cade, sitting here in our conference here. And Danielle and Alvin, I'm equally excited about supporting your endeavor at today's conference. So I think it's fair to say to you that just as your dream has come true, so has mine. To tell you the truth, however, my interest in the topic of fathering is actually very much more personal and goes way back to my early upbringing. You see, I was born in Seoul, Korea in the late 1950s. It was right after the Korean War. So as you can imagine, like all families in Korea at that time, our family didn't have much. But I grew up there in a poor, loving, and nurturing family. After college, I was fortunate enough to come to the United States to get my PhD with a goal to go back home to be a professor. But to make long story short, like most non-native speakers, I had to deal with many, many challenges and learn how to build upon my strengths. One of which I discovered was the self-confidence that my father had instilled in me. Frankly, without that self-confidence, that can-do spirit my father instilled in me, I know I never could have found the courage to finish my PhD, not to mention leading a school like ours at this amazing university. Here's my father's joke. My father liked to make a joke about me, but a serious one. He liked to say that when I was born, he paid the doctor double his fee. And I should explain that it was the custom back then in Korea for fathers to pay double if the baby was a boy. Wasn't it just terrible? But that's how it was back then. The boys were desirable than girls. But thankfully, not anymore. But anyway, the fact that my father paid the boy price for me meant that he thought I was worth just as much as my two older brothers. And he instilled that understanding in me by reminding me, frankly quite annoying at the time, I might add, and especially when I was timid, acting timid, that he reminded me that he paid the boy's price, and I had to live up to it. Sadly, my father passed away, but he has always remained with me as a guiding light. I miss him terribly, but I also cherish his life lessons more now than ever as we talk about others. And I wish that all children in Wisconsin and beyond could receive similar encouragement from their fathers and mothers or fatherly caregivers. So I'm saying now that to make that happen, to point our society into that direction, we must work together, both scientists and practitioners. We have to make this endeavor a success. We have a lot of work to do. So let's commit to do more research on this topic. Let's study together to learn about what challenges our fathers are facing today. Let's commit to help them with the tools and resources they need to support their children and families. But first, let's commit to make this conference a success. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Carl Martin. I'm the Dean of Extension here at UW-Madison, and I'm just really excited to see so many people in the room. And you know, I was really moved by Dean Shim's presentation. Let's give Dean Shim, Alvin, and Danielle a huge round of applause for all their work. I grew up in central Wisconsin, and my father grew up during the Depression, and he loved school, but at 8th grade he actually had to go to work. So he was unable to actually graduate from high school, as was my mom. So they grew up in the 30s, 1930s, very difficult time in this country. But I give my parents so much credit, particularly my father, but also both my father and my mother, for really instilling the value of education, the value of how to make things better. So while they never graduated from high school, they encouraged my 10 siblings and I to really think about education. My siblings and I went on to get, I think, 27 college degrees, even though neither of my parents had graduated from high school. And that wasn't because of our own, natural ability to do that. It was really because of them instilling a work ethic, but also the value of education, the value of learning. I can remember being a young child and my parents reading to me and going through math with me and really taking that seriously, and just the important role that they played. And they lived a very difficult life, very paycheck to paycheck. We had a small dairy farm, but they never forgot about the importance of family during that period of time. And I think that's something that is critically important when we think about fathers and the role fathers play. And I think we have a unique opportunity today. If you look back 30 years ago, obviously Dean Shim was really a forerunner in this area of fatherhood, but there was relatively little focus at that time on the importance of fathers. And what we've learned since that time, through a lot of amazing research here and at other universities, is just how critical fathers are to the success and the upbringing of their children. And I think that's something that we take a great deal of pride on. And UW-Madison, UW Extension, as part of UW-Madison, is committed to families, fathers across the state of Wisconsin. It's something that we do in our daily work when we engage with families and we support families across the state. And whether that's Extension, School of Human Ecology, School of Medicine and Public Health, School of Education, School of Nursing, there's so much work going on across campus, and I'm really proud about the work that goes on at this institution to support families across the state of Wisconsin. I sometimes listen to a lot of radio, and I don't know, some of the younger folks here may not know this song, but there's a song by Harry Chapin called Cats in the Cradle. And it's kind of when I was really young, I didn't quite grasp the relevance of that song. But the song is really about a father who is too busy to spend time with his child. And I think that actually reflects some of the challenges we have in society. The idea that we have these expectations for fathers to work all the time or be gone or be on the road, which is really what that song is about. And you hear the son grows up in that family with that type of experience, and the son then treats his own children that way and doesn't have time for his dad. So if you ever hear that song, Cats in the Cradle, really listen to the words of that song. It's actually kind of a sad song. It never grasped me early on in my life how sad that song really is, but it's really about the disconnect between fathers and their children. So in wrapping up, I just want to say, I think our goal is to engage and embrace education, embrace new ideas. That's the goal of Extension, that's the goal of the university. And I really encourage everyone today to get to know someone you haven't talked to before and really engage in that idea of discovery, learning something new. How do we help our friends, our families, our neighbors? How do we expand the work that we do to think about the importance of families, the importance of dads to our society, and how do we think about our role in supporting fathers moving forward. So with that, again, I want to thank the organizers. Great conference. Really looking forward to the presentations today. And above all, let's have some fun today. Thank you.